Welcome back to Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League. This is for all the marbles. This is the final match in the final week of the season, and I am on the right playing fighting, paired up against visiting Cardboard Warriors creator Wheatr or Eric Hurt, playing his Leviathan water deck. That deck sure is monstrous. And if I win this match, I become clear in the lead with 9 badges ahead of Alex with 8, becoming the season champion at Full Grip Games. But if I lose, I stay tied with Alex and we have to go into a playoff. So this one was very nerve-wracking to find myself in the finals, and then Wheatr coming in with his super strong water deck to shut me down. Anyways, I lost the coin flip and went first, and I have seen Wheatr's deck online. I know what to expect. He is going for a huge unkillable whale lord, and so, but he does take time to power it up if you're not behind on prizes. So my strategy is just to get Okidogi set up as fast as I can, and hopefully take the first knockout into his Whalmer or Whale Lord, not taking a prize on any other Pokemon, because then he would just easily be able to KO me right back with the Whale Lord. And I struggle on my first turn. Luckily, I get the Okidogi set up with an energy on it, Riolu in the active, passing over to Wheatr on his first turn, and you can see he's got the Irida, the Buddy Poffin, Manaphy setup. I'm playing a more traditional, not more traditional, I'm playing a more spread-focused fighting list with Hitmonbros and Okidogi and Palisand. With Ting-Lu and Palisand. But he has Manaphy already, and I don't think spread is going to be that doable for me in this game. I don't have the best opening hand. Eric gets everything he wants his opening turn: Sobble, Feebas, Mudkip, and the Whalmer with an energy on it, as well as Beacon, Vulpix in the active, ready to go. Super strong and scary start from Eric. And passing back over to me on my second turn, I find Hitmonchan off the prizes with Hisuian Heavy Ball, and I'm using Brooklet Hill to search my deck. I do have Tropical Beach in this deck. I don't have Guzma in my hand, so what I am thinking of doing this turn is, even though I could take a knockout on his Vulpix with Guzma and Hala, I am thinking of playing a more passive game to try and thin my hand down, power up Okidogi, and then draw up to 7 with Tropical Beach. Eric is not threatening a return knockout on his turn if I do not take a knockout, but he is so set up, I know he could easily find any cards he wants the next turn if I did take a knockout, such as that reversal energy, and from there I am probably cooked. Here I'm debating going in with Okidogi to take the first knockout, but I decide to use Tropical Beach, hoping to find my Guzma for the following turn. And unfortunately I did not find it there. Passing back over to Eric, he has the Drizzile in hand. Versus Seeker is his find off of the Shady Dealings to play Irida. And with Irida, he finds Rare Candy and Swampert with Power Draw, which says you can discard a card from your hand to draw 3. Eric, great setup, getting all of his support Pokemon going. The Whale Lord comes down, Manaphy comes back down. Swampert comes into play with the Rare Candy. Here he uses Power Draw, discarding the Aqua Patch to draw 3. And Eric, knowing his deck, he cannot take a knockout this turn, so he's just going to keep slowly attaching to Whale Lord and say, go ahead, Ben, see what you can do. And I don't know, hopefully I can do something. That is a scary whale. Coming back over into my turn, I've got Tag Call in hand. Did not find the Guzma like I was hoping for. So now I'm thinking, do I spend another turn just passing to find Guzma? I'm not sure. Like, at some point, I need to start taking knockouts. He has an extremely strong board, and if I just let him continue to attach to Whale Lord and set up the rest of his board, like, there is not a lot of coming back from that. So I'm thinking, even though I missed Guzma last turn, playing more passively, I kind of need to get going this turn. I draw a couple cards with Cynthia and Caitlin, and I got the Guzma and Hala back from the discard pile. And here I go into the active with Okidogi. Attach U-turn board to the Hitmonlee, which I don't think I will be using anytime soon. And I use Good Punch for the knockout. Going into Eric's turn, he's got the Float Stone ready to go for the active Swampert. Inteleon comes down with the Shady Dealings, allowing Eric to search for any two trainer cards, I'm saying, and he's already eyeing up that Reversal Energy in hand, seeing how he can get that. And he finds Teammates as one of his cards, as well as the Pot Helmet. Going for that unkillable whale. I am staring it in the face, not sure what's going to happen. Just going to have to swing into it a couple times, hopefully get a knockout on it. Plays the Teammates, finds the Reversal Energy, and one other card. One of the scariest parts of facing down Eric's deck is the Feebas, actually. The Milotic that it evolves into can give you any card back from the discard pile. So, and he has ways to de-evolve with Scoop Up Net and Devolution Spray, so he can continue to get any resource he wants back from the discard pile. So, facing that down, knowing Eric has access to nearly any card in his deck, whatever he wants to do, while none of my Pokemon can take a one-hit knockout on this Whale Lord, I am a little scared. However, Eric takes the return knockout on Okidogi, and now his Reversal Energy is shut off. So I do have at least 2 turns to respond, unless he can attach 2 more Water Energies the following turn. I play Rosa, and here I make a bit of a misplay. I get the Raihan, hoping that I get the Raihan off of the Rosa, hoping that I can power up Okidogi after swinging in with this Lucario this turn when he takes a return knockout. But after I grabbed it, I realized he probably wouldn't be taking a return knockout because the Reversal Energy is inactive, since I will not be taking a knockout. So a little bit of a misplay on my end. I should have grabbed a Marnie or an Iono there to reset his hand. He has an extremely large hand, and I believe, that was a misplay on my end. But I do swing in with the Lucario for 120 damage, since he gets minus 30 damage from the ability. And Eric plays Nest Ball to get the Buizel, which evolves into a Floatzel that has an attack that can get 2 items back from the discard pile. Plays Hisuian Heavy Ball. I do see that Devolution Spray is in the prizes. Nothing too consequential for Eric, though. And I believe he does play Gladion to get that back if he needs as well. Eric discards Marnie with Power Draw to draw 3 new cards. And here comes that Sparkling Ripples Milotic I was talking about, where Eric can get any card from the discard pile he'd like. Searching his discard pile, thinking about what the best thing to grab is. Definitely not Hisuian Heavy Ball. Scoop Up Net is the choice, so he is able to reset his Shady Dealings now. And then on the following turn, we'll be able to evolve into Drizzile and Inteleon to get the trainer cards he needs. And Eric attaches a water energy to his Whale Lord and plays a Guzma of his own, hoping to stall my Okidogi in the active and possibly wanting to sacrifice his Manaphy this turn. Eric just needs one more manual attachment to the Whale Lord to have it fully powered up, even with reversal energy being inactive. Still provides the one colorless. And here I am really struggling to know what to do with this turn. I was so focused on, grabbing Raihan the previous turn. Now prohibits me from playing Marnie and resetting his hand, which would have been amazing now that Drizzile and Inteleon are back in his hand. Marnie would have been amazing to have played, so that misplay really costing me. Arven is my supportive return, but I really don't know what to grab here. All my switches are gone. Actually, I may have Escape Rope, but I wasn't going to play Escape Rope because I'm not quite sure what to do with this turn. I think Escape Rope is in my hand, and I'm considering attaching to Ting Lu. But, thinking about it, I finally recognize a little late in the turn that Devolution does kill the Whale Lord. The Whalmer has exactly 120 HP. So I recognize that a little too late. I kind of waste my supporter for turn with Arven grabbing Nest Ball for Ting Lu. Ting Lu I probably will not use, but being able to spot that, I'm really kicking myself because had I grabbed Marnie the previous turn off of Rosa and been able to use Devo plus Marnie would have really been a strong play, I believe. But I do take out the whale, which means it will be at least 2 more turns before Eric can power it back up. And I'm threatening another big Okidogi this turn. I'm at 4 prizes, Eric at 5 prizes. I'm hoping this might be the swing I need. I did prize one of my 3 rainbow energies that allow Okidogi to have the extra HP and damage. So only 1 remains in my deck right now. Eric shuffled back all the whale pieces with Rescue Stretcher. Finds Quick Ball with the Drizzile. And I believe we misplayed that Devo a bit. It looks like Whale Lord went to his deck. And Eric is looking through his discard pile, potentially eyeing up a Float Soul turn to get back some of those item cards he has used. That would be a good use of resources this turn. Raihan is the play, really considering where to attach that energy. Goes from Whale to the Buizel to the Manaphy active, finally coming down, searching his deck for a card. It is the Float Soul. And with a single attachment to Float Soul, retreat from the Manaphy. Eric, considering his options, Mudkip is evolved into the Marsh Stomp since it was devolved with the since it was devolved on that turn. And Rare Candy is no longer in use. Splash Energy down onto the Float Soul, and Floatify is the attack used to get back 2 item cards from the discard pile. Versus Seeker is one choice, one of the best items in the game, if not the best item in GLC, staple in nearly every deck, as well as Aqua Patch. So Aqua Patch and a way to get back Reversal Energy, and Whale Lord is fully powered up on the next turn. And here I go for Guzma and Hala, discarding Colress's Experiment and thinking about what to get rid of here, considering Silent Lab, since I don't really think I'm going to be effectively using any spread strategies in this game. I find Dojo and Rainbow Aurora Energy to attach to Okidogi, giving it plus 100 HP, plus 100 damage, and I'm able to take the knockout on Float Soul, going down to 3 prizes. Eric promotes the whale. Evolves into Shady Dealings Inteleon. With Versus Seeker, he can simply use Raihan again, and the Milotic can get him back the reversal energy. And this here is a problem. You know, Lucario is still powered up, so at least I have a secondary attacker, but he is eyeing up the Enhanced Hammer and Counter Catcher. This match was such a grind. I edited out a lot of shuffling and thinking time, but we were both deep in thought on every turn, considering what we could do to achieve a win and be in a strong position. This was a really tough game. Eric evolves into Swampert once again and plays Versus Seeker. The Milotic did get back the reversal energy. Raihan will go right onto the whale. And Eric searches his deck for that Enhanced Hammer. It says he's going back into the deck. Ultra Ball is played, getting rid of those Floatzel pieces to get the big whale. He is back in the active, fully powered up. I'm 2 prizes behind, so he will have plenty of time to manually attach some more energy in the following turns while still taking knockouts. Counter catchers up Lucario, Enhanced Hammers the Okidogi. He has Lost City in hand, but decides not to put it in play, does not want a potential return Lost City maybe, but I'm not quite sure what I can do here. I play Hisui and Heavy Ball, confirm that final Rainbow Energy is in the prizes, so Okidogi. Great play from Eric to get rid of my Rainbow Energy on Okidogi, and unfortunately I'm not able to respond with another good punch. Just really tough having that last Rainbow Energy be in the prizes. And here I'm really struggling with what to do, considering just attacking into the whale with a reduced damage Okidogi just to get some damage on it. I need to start chipping away at this thing. I play Revive to get Riolu back, Super Rod to put Lucario and some energy back in the deck. Thinking about which supporter to play here for turn. I've got teammates in hand. I put down the Sandygast. At this point, I'm not worried about it getting Boston stalled since Ting-Lu is already on the bench as well. Raihan is my supporter for turn. I know that my final Rainbow Energy is in the prizes, so I can't search it out in the deck. Do I want to go up with Ting-Lu here? Not really. It will do basically zero. It would do 0 damage to the active whale. I do have Muscle Band in hand as well, though, so not sure what my options are. And here off the Raihan is where I finally grab the Marnie that I wish I had grabbed a few turns ago. Still kicking myself about that misplay there. I've got Muscle Band in hand, and at this point I just want to do as much damage as I can. I'm beginning to lose a little bit of hope here with that Rainbow Energy prized, and staring down this humongous whale with a luxurious cape on it now as well. I used my Field Blower already, so I will have to take many swings at this thing to get through it. 60 damage on a whale is nothing when he has 300 damage and reduces damage by 30. 300 HP, I mean. Eric has a giant hand still, thinking about what actions to take after attaching a energy to the whale. He's considering playing the Gladion, maybe looking for that Devolution Spray to begin using that Milotic again. decides at the last second to play Delinquent instead. I have 4 cards in hand. One of them, the card I just grabbed off of Raihan, that Marnie. And I do value the Marnie the most over Lusamine, Palisand, and Teammates. Because at this point I know Eric has basically any access to every card he wants in his hand. So I was valuing the Marnie. I needed to get into a new hand as well. Teammates just wasn't going to cut it. So Marnie is the play from me. We are now tied at 3-3 prizes, but Eric only needs 1 more energy to have a fully powered up whale. And ideally I find Lucario energy here, but I find the Lucario. I guess I could have played Teammates to find guaranteed Lucario energy, but that would have left 0 cards in my hand for the following turn. And he would have been able to just swing back with the whale into the Lucario, and I would have no cards in hand. And I just didn't think that was the right move, so I played Marnie to hopefully find the cards I needed and continue drawing while disrupting Eric. Again, I was not positive I had much of a chance here, so after evolving into Lucario, I just play Escape Rope to hopefully stall Eric a turn after resetting his hand. He has used Shady Dealings. He has used my Milotic. He has access to Power Draw, but, at this point, his deck is pretty small. I wasn't super hopeful that he would really stick, but, what else can I do at this point? The whale is just too big, too strong, and he finds a large Colress as his supporter to draw 8 new cards. Aqua Patch is found again, played, and that 4th energy is finally attached to the whale. And an Escape Rope of his own is played. I decide to sacrifice my Tinglu because, again, I don't think it's really going to be useful at all. I value keeping the Sandy Gas at this point because of its corner attack. I can try to maybe lock Eric for a turn, but it looks like he did find that Devolution Spray, so if he can devolve the Milotic, he can get any card back from his discard pile. I got Professor's Letter for some energy. I think that was my top deck, unfortunately. Had it been 1 card closer, I could have swung in with Lucario. Pokegear for turn. I find Guzma off of the Pokegear. Thinking about what other card I might want to grab there. I'm not sure what the other options were. I think Clara was one of the options. Like I could have got back Okidogi and some energy, but again, I still don't have any rainbow energy to really do anything and no way to KO a whale on this turn. So I just go for the Guzma corner play, and at this point I believe time was called and we're in turns, so Eric has exactly 2 turns to take his final 2 prizes, and I just have to play for the tie. I was not finding cards I needed, Okidogi down, and the whale was just too big. It was doing exactly what Eric planned to do. Power Draw comes down, drawing 3 new cards. He's got Mallow and Lana in hand, plenty of... Mallow and Lana is the play. Just to switch back into the whale, Eric just needs to attack 2 turns in a row to take the final 2 prizes and win the game, avoiding the tie. He does decide to discard 2 cards from hand with Mallow and Lana, thinning out his deck, healing 10 damage from the Manaphy. Devolution Spray is played, meaning next turn it can evolve into Milotic and grab any card from the discard pile it wants, which basically spells game for me. Even if I was able to try and stall something, the Milotic could grab back Guzma or any other switch card. The whale's fully powered up, only 60 damage. All my Pokemon are down. Spread doesn't do anything. Lucario won't do anything. Searching my deck with Quick Ball, I see the writing on the wall, and I concede to Eric. Great deck he built. The deck is crazy strong. If Eric was coming more often, I'd definitely tech against him and would love some rematch in the future. But as it stands, that deck is just so powerful, being able to recur so many resources with my Lodic and basically tank any hit in the game with the Whale Lord, especially against a spread strategy like I was doing. It was definitely an uphill battle. Those misplays I made probably would not have won me the game, but I think I would have been at least in a somewhat better position had I made those changes earlier on like I thought. But it was great to meet Eric, Cardboard Warriors, great player. If you haven't already, check out cardboardwarriors.net. It is linked in the description, a great resource for all GLC players. Both deck lists are linked in the description as well, so check those out. And this means I remain tied in the season in badges with Alex, and we will be doing a final playoff. I hope you guys check that out on Tricky Jim's stream. It's been a great year. GLC is a lot of fun. You guys should try it out. Hope you enjoyed the game. It was quite the grind.